Seattle, USA. The Emerald City documentary. Nestled between the sparkling waters of Puget Sound and the towering peaks of the Cascade Mountains lies one of America's most innovative and breathtaking cities, Seattle. Often called the Emerald City because of its lush evergreen forests, Seattle is for more than a beautiful destination. It is a global center of technology, aviation, international trade, scientific research, and environmental sustainability. From the iconic Space Needle reaching into the sky to the bustling waterfront where cargo ships connect continents, Seattle tells a story of constant innovation while remaining deeply connected to nature. This remarkable city has shaped modern industries, inspired world-famous musicians, launched revolutionary companies, and become home to millions of people from diverse cultures around the globe. Today, we will explore Seattle's fascinating history, stunning geography, vibrant culture, technological leadership, thriving economy, and the unique lifestyle that makes it one of the most influential cities in the world. Geography and natural environment. Seattle occupies a truly extraordinary location in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, within the state of Washington. The city is situated on a narrow strip of land between Puget Sound, an intricate network of saltwater inlets connected to the Pacific Ocean, and Lake Washington, one of the region's largest freshwater lakes. This unique geography provides Seattle with spectacular scenery unlike almost anywhere else in North America. To the west rise the rugged Olympic Mountains. To the east stretch the snow-covered Cascade Mountains. On exceptionally clear days, the magnificent Mount Rainier, standing at 4,392 meters, 14,411 feet, dominates the southern skyline. As one of North America's most iconic volcanoes, it remains an active stratovolcano and an enduring symbol of the Pacific Northwest. Seattle experiences a temperate marine climate. Although the city is famous for its rainy reputation, annual precipitation is actually lower than that of many major American cities. Instead of heavy downpours, Seattle typically receives gentle, frequent rainfall that nourishes its abundant forests and parks. This mild climate supports an incredible diversity of evergreen trees, giving the city its famous nickname, the Emerald City. Nature is never far away in Seattle. Within minutes, residents can enjoy hiking mountain trails, kayaking through peaceful waters, skiing on snow-covered slopes, whale watching in Puget Sound, or relaxing in one of the city's hundreds of public parks. This close relationship between urban life and the natural environment has profoundly shaped Seattle's identity for generations. Indigenous heritage and the birth of Seattle. Long before skyscrapers rose above Elliott Bay and ferries crossed Puget Sound, this land belonged to indigenous peoples who had lived here for thousands of years. Among them were the Duwamish, Suquamish, Muckleshoot, and other Coast Salish nations. These communities developed sophisticated societies deeply connected to the forests, rivers, and marine ecosystems of the Pacific Northwest. Salmon was not simply a source of food, it formed the foundation of culture, trade, and spiritual life. Seasonal fishing, cedar woodworking, canoe building, and sustainable resource management allowed these communities to thrive for generations while maintaining a careful balance with nature. One of the most respected indigenous leaders was Chief Seattle, known in the Lushootseed language as Sayal. A leader of both the Duwamish and Suquamish peoples, he advocated peaceful cooperation during a period of rapid cultural change. When American settlers arrived in the early 1850s, they named their new settlement after Chief Seattle as a gesture of respect. Today, his legacy continues to shape the city's identity, even as indigenous communities work to preserve their languages, traditions, and cultural heritage. Seattle's history, therefore, begins not with the arrival of settlers, but with thousands of years of indigenous knowledge, resilience, and stewardship of this remarkable landscape. Growth, industry, and the Klondike Gold Rush. Seattle officially incorporated as a city in 1869, but its transformation into a major economic center occurred only a few decades later. During its early years, the city's economy revolved around the vast forests surrounding Puget Sound. Lumber mills processed enormous Douglas fir and western red cedar trees, supplying timber to rapidly growing cities across the American West and beyond. Fishing soon became another cornerstone of Seattle's economy. Rich marine ecosystems supported thriving commercial fisheries, while the city's natural harbor evolved into one of the busiest ports on the Pacific coast. A defining moment came in 1897, when news spread that enormous quantities of gold had been discovered in Canada's Yukon Territory. The Klondike Gold Rush triggered one of the greatest migration movements in North American history. Although very little gold was found in Seattle itself, the city became the primary gateway for tens of thousands of prospectors heading north to Alaska and the Yukon. Merchants supplied miners with food, clothing, tools, and transportation. Banks, hotels, warehouses, and shipping companies expanded rapidly to meet the unprecedented demand. Within only a few years, Seattle's population and economy grew dramatically. This period laid the foundation for Seattle's emergence as an international center of commerce, maritime trade, and industrial innovation. By the beginning of the 20th century, Seattle had evolved from a small frontier settlement into one of the Pacific Coast's most dynamic and ambitious cities. A global economic powerhouse. Seattle is not only one of the most beautiful cities in North America, it is also one of the world's most dynamic economic centers. Its strategic location on the Pacific Ocean has made Seattle a vital gateway connecting North America with Asia for more than a century. At the heart of this success is the Port of Seattle, one of the busiest ports in the United States. Every year, millions of tons of cargo pass through its terminals, linking global supply chains across the Pacific. The city is also home to Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, commonly known as SeaTac Airport, which serves tens of millions of passengers annually and functions as a major transportation hub for both domestic and international travel. Maritime trade, logistics, aviation, tourism, and international commerce together generate billions of dollars for the regional economy. Seattle consistently ranks among the wealthiest metropolitan areas in the United States, attracting skilled professionals, entrepreneurs, researchers, and investors from around the world. Innovation is not simply encouraged here, it is woven into the city's identity. The global capital of innovation. Seattle has earned an international reputation as one of the world's leading technology hubs. Few cities have influenced modern life as profoundly. Just outside Seattle, in nearby Redmond, Microsoft transformed personal computing and became one of the world's largest software companies. In Seattle itself, Amazon revolutionized global e-commerce, cloud computing, digital logistics, and artificial intelligence. Together, these companies employ hundreds of thousands of people and have helped reshape the global digital economy. Seattle is also inseparably linked to aviation history. Founded in 1916, Boeing began as a small aircraft manufacturer on the shores of Lake Union. Over the following century, Boeing became one of the world's largest aerospace companies, producing commercial aircraft, military systems, satellites, and advanced space technologies. Although portions of its corporate operations have relocated over time, Boeing's historical roots remain deeply embedded in Seattle's identity. Innovation extends far beyond technology giants. The region is home to thousands of startups specializing in biotechnology, clean energy, robotics, artificial intelligence, healthcare, and environmental engineering. Supporting this ecosystem is the University of Washington, consistently ranked among the world's leading public research universities. Its laboratories contribute groundbreaking discoveries in medicine, computer science, climate research, engineering, and public health. The close collaboration between universities, research institutions, entrepreneurs, and global companies has transformed Seattle into one of the most innovative urban regions on Earth. Here, ideas are not only imagined, they become technologies that influence billions of lives. Culture, music, coffee, and everyday life. Seattle is a city where creativity flourishes. Its vibrant cultural landscape has shaped music, literature, visual arts, and contemporary lifestyles for generations. During the late 20th century, Seattle became internationally famous as the birthplace of grunge music, a genre that transformed modern rock. Legendary bands such as Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and Alice in Chains emerged from the city's underground music scene, while Seattle also celebrates the legacy of guitar icon Jimi Hendrix, one of the most influential musicians in history. Music remains an essential part of Seattle's identity, celebrated through festivals, live performances, and cultural institutions like the Museum of Pop Culture, designed by renowned architect Frank Gehry. Seattle is equally famous for another global phenomenon, coffee. In 1971, the very first Starbucks opened near Pike Place Market, introducing what would eventually become the world's largest coffee house chain. Today, independent cafes continue to thrive throughout the city, reflecting Seattle's long-standing coffee culture and appreciation for community gathering spaces. Life in Seattle is shaped by diversity. More than 100 languages are spoken across the metropolitan area, creating a multicultural society enriched by communities from Asia, Europe, Latin America, Africa, and the Pacific Islands. This diversity is reflected in the city's restaurants, festivals, neighborhoods, and traditions, making Seattle one of America's most welcoming and internationally connected cities. Landmarks, sustainability, and the future. Seattle's skyline is instantly recognizable. At its heart stands the Space Needle, constructed for the 1962 World's Fair. Rising 605 feet, or 184 meters, above the city, it has become one of the most recognizable landmarks in the United States and symbolizes Seattle's spirit of innovation and optimism. Nearby, Pike Place Market, established in 1907, remains one of the oldest continuously operating public farmers markets in America. Visitors experience fresh seafood, artisan crafts, flowers, and local traditions that have endured for more than a century. Seattle is also recognized as a global leader in environmental sustainability. Extensive public transportation, protected green spaces, renewable energy initiatives, and ambitious climate action plans demonstrate the city's commitment to balancing economic growth with environmental responsibility. Residents actively embrace outdoor recreation, recycling, clean energy, and conservation, reinforcing Seattle's reputation as one of North America's greenest cities. As technology continues to evolve, Seattle stands at the forefront of artificial intelligence, biotechnology, aerospace innovation, and climate research. Its future is being shaped by the same spirit of curiosity and resilience that has defined the city for generations. Seattle is for more than a city of skyscrapers and technology. It is a place where ancient indigenous traditions meet cutting-edge innovation. Where forests, mountains, and oceans exist alongside world-leading research laboratories and global industries. From the enduring legacy of the Coast Salish peoples to the revolutionary ideas born within its universities and companies, Seattle continues to inspire the world through creativity, resilience, and discovery. It reminds us that true progress is achieved not by choosing between nature and innovation, but by allowing both to thrive together. This is Seattle. A city built by visionaries. A city inspired by nature. And a city shaping the future of our world. Narrated by World Culture Heritage. Thank you for watching.